Mike Owens and Inside Fighting here. Today I'm joined by Marcelo Garcia, who, after over 10 years away from competition, returns at 170 to make his eagerly anticipated return. Marcelo, thank you so much for your time. How are emotions ahead of your return to competition?
Oh, I really appreciate it. And there's like a very familiar feeling.
Mm.
I have felt this emotion before, but now I feel a little bit different because it's been so long that I step away from the competition, but I always felt I want to go back. So I have the excited, maybe uh, also a little nervous too, but at the same time, feeling like I know what to do. So I'm just like getting the best out of this. So I don't wanna take anything like bad or nervous or anxious or anxiety. I feel like I'm just taking the best out of this to be able to do this again after almost 14 years. And
Why did you feel like now was the correct time to return to competition?
just because I don't think there was a perfect time.
Mm.
Uh, for the last um, good 10 years, I was always expecting like, okay, I think I need to go back to compete soon. Okay, my kids is a little bit little now, but I believe like once they get a little older, okay, I'm gonna be able to go back to compete. And I always have that feeling to go back to compete. And then as the time passed, like it started to feel like, okay, now it's taking too long. Maybe I'm not gonna be able to do this, but I still feel I wanna do this.
Mm.
And and I felt like came on the perfect time. I don't think there's never like a really perfect time, but I felt like if it's not now, there's not better and perfect time than now because I feel like my kids are old, and I always felt like I want to compete to them to see me compete. And now I believe they're gonna appreciate it more than if they're just like a baby or little.
Mm.
They're never really gonna understand if I have competed like before. I feel like now is the right time.
So, in your mind, you made the decision that you want to return to competition. How then? Talk to me a little bit about the process of signing with One Championship for this submission grapple and bout, and what the reasons were why you chose to compete for one.
Um, it's it's a big answer, but I want to try just resume I have got a lot of proposals from other people, but I never felt like I'd be so appreciated like the one championship, and not because they just pay how much I asked you. It's not because that, because like I felt like they just took care of oh, whenever you're ready, the time that you want, we do this tournament we can compete this day, you can compete another day. I felt like just appreciating every way, and who was negotiating with me was an old friend of mine, old friend of my family. He kind of knew how to talk to me, so he make everything kind of like a very patient. I just felt like was just the right way to do it, and cannot get any better than that, you know.
Mazakaya Iminari is your opponent next weekend. Give me your first reaction to when you proposed that name, and also was this a match that you wanted when you decided to sign with one?
Ooh, I never really see my opponent just like a personal way.
Hmm.
I just feel like okay, now he's somebody that is gonna try to beat me, so I need to train more than him. I need to train better than him. But at the same time, when I'm gonna go facing, I have to I apply all my techniques instead of let him apply his techniques on me. So it was never like a so specific like a training based on an opponent.
Hmm.
And I feel like I just I just can't wait to test to see if he's gonna be able to defend the move that I've been training my entire life. I feel like that's my plan when I think about him.
Out of interest, who would you say at the moment is the number one submission grappler in one championship?
Definitely like a skate. Kade Ruotolo, he's the one that like has the belt. He's the one that has win the last or the tournaments too. Like
Hmm.
it's I, you know, what I mean, he's definitely the number one now. That's why he has the belt for sure.
I'm assuming at some point that might be a fight that you have might or a match I should say that you have interest in the future.
I like to think one match at a time,
Hmm.
but I have a really high standard. I have
Hmm.
a really like a high goals, and I'll be lying if I'm not thinking about that, you know.
Hmm.
But I feel like why not take one step at a time? I didn't rush in this last 14 years, so why I need to rush
Hmm.
now? So I feel like I'm taking the time, if any, if I can earn this like a championship, like a challenge, like I'll take it. But I know I definitely like wanna prove myself too. I wanna go there like show where I am, and then hope like work my way there.
Mm. You mentioned goals there, and I know that you said you want to take it one match at a time. But coming out of retirement after such a long time, is it a case of just enjoying the process, or are there specific goals in your mind that you want to hit now that you're returning to competition?
I really enjoy the moment, and when I
Mm.
say the moment, I really can't wait to feel that because I'm already feeling like the responsibility to wake up in the morning and choose better what I'm gonna eat, because I don't want to like gain weight. I don't want to get overweight. Um, wake up and go and train and think about like, okay, now I need to get better because somebody is trying to beat me. Is definitely like a part of the process of the feeling that I was missing. But I just can't wait to have that feeling again, to just go there and have that rush to like, okay, I need to do something, because if I don't do something, my opponent will do something to me, and I have to decide this right now, and it's on my hands. I feel like I just waiting. I'm just waiting to enjoy that too. I feel like I'm just enjoying the whole process, and just the moment. I'm not getting overwhelmed, because I feel like with my experience, I learned that I'm not overthinking too much, like how it's gonna be when I'm over there. I just feel like when I'm over there, when I'm dealing with the stress of be waiting till they call you out to go there, uh, dealing with the walking through the ring, what sometimes you can get a little bit like a butterflies.
Mm.
I'm waiting to that moment to deal with that, and I feel like I prepare my entire life for those things, and I feel like I literally know how to do that. And one of those reasons, that's why I don't want to think about that now. I'm just enjoy the moment, but I just can't wait, and I know it's gonna be like a part of the whole process.
There will be a lot of Marcelo Garcia fans around the world eagerly anticipating your return. There'll be a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fans eagerly anticipating your return because we haven't seen you for so long. I guess the question is, in my mind, is how has your grappling evolved or changed or altered in the time that we've seen you out of action?
Um, I cannot deny that I got older. I
Mm.
believe like if you don't get old, it's because you die young.
Yeah,
So
true.
I prefer to get old, but I believe like my experience has also like grow too. But I just can't wait to show to people that I still got this, and my mind doesn't really change. I still feel like I can go over there and give everything I have, and I still feel that it's a lot more than some other people do when they go compete. I have so much like a fire to go compete, and I can do this, and it would be interesting to show that to people, because the only people that really know that people with train with me like every day. I think they know like what kind of grappler I am, and it will be fun to show this live to people again. And I like to say I have a really high standard. I believe like I can display a really fun and exciting jiu-jitsu.
What has been the key changes that you've seen in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in your time away more generally?
Um, today, like mostly no gi, I see people just like getting better to do ankle lock,
Mm.
heel hooks, leg and tangle, and re related to that, people also got better to defend too.
Mm.
So it's been interesting to see people more like relaxed when people attack all the each other's like ankle. It was never really part of my game, because I don't appreciate it like a submission attempt
Mm.
that can also like lead your opponent to do the same submission in you.
Mm.
So I just don't like ankle locks, because I feel when I attack you, you can attack me back. And I know
Okay.
people has a better defense than the other, but even on the high level, I see people like attack each other ankles, and they end up tapping because they
Mm.
attack the other person ankle. Like I can see that in ADCC, I can see that in CGI. Like it's kind of like a frustrated for me, like because I'm someone that always chase the submission, and every time like I'm attack you, I promise you like you're not able to attack me back with the same thing,
Mm,
because I choose like a more specific move that when I'm attacking in a north south choke, you cannot finish
mm,
me with the north south choke. You're too busy like dealing with your own defense. When I'm attacking a guillotine, I don't think you can attack the guillotine. When I'm on your back, try to choke you, I don't think you can choke me
mm,
like from my back either. But then when I see like a really high level guys going to a final of a big tournament, and they initiated the attack on somebody's ankle and they end up tapping, for me it's like a blow my mind. I was like,
mm,
what are you doing? Like why you put yourself in such a like a danger, in almost like a 50-50 like a gamble, you know what I mean, like
mm, mm.
so that was something that I realized that changed today. But at the same time, for me, like still I still have my my game that like does include like an ankle lock attack.
I focus on uh, MMA primarily in my work, so I'm interested to know from your perspective because MMA's grappling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills has improved massively from 2011 to where we're at now in modern day 2025. Who are some of the top MMA grapplers that you like to enjoy fight or watch or study or watch more generally?
Oh, there's so many names. That's definitely like so many names. Uh, I always enjoy watch Khabib. Khabib was really
Mm.
fun to watch. How much pressure he put on his opponents, you know, was really fun to watch, and how dominant he was. I believe everybody I agree with me. You know, it was fun to watch Khabib.
Mm. Did I see a rumor that there was the potential grappling match with Charles Oliveira that was discussed?
That was someone that we we thought about to do that
Mm,
on CJI. This is before my negotiation with one. Because he's in UFC and I'm in one championship, I don't think we're gonna be able to do this
mm.
anymore. But that was something that kind of like I felt excited about that, you know, and we almost did.
100%. We'll turn the conversation back to this upcoming match on January 24th. How do you envisage this grappling match going between Iminari? What are the key takeaways that you would like to get out of January 24th?
I believe like I have a good understanding
Mm,
when I'm on front of my opponent, and I can have a vision this might go in a different ways, and I have studied that based on what I want to do. And either way that I feel like the math can go, I feel like I have an answer for that. But it's still very like not sure what's gonna happen,
mm,
and that's what interests for me too. But I can see this man going so many different ways. I can see this man like maybe he try attack right away because that's what he does. He goes the Iminari road. I can see that maybe he's gonna be waiting for me, like, and the is gonna go in another way if he wait for me. I can see maybe he try to take a little bit of time and maybe not engage with me. I can see this match going so many, and this is part of like of my like uh, fight like IQ. I believe like I know like which way this match can go, and I train for that. You know, I feel
mm.
like I have a good understanding of that.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back in action in just over a week's time. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great and safe rest of training camp, and look forward
Thank
to seeing
you,
you back in action.
thank you, very nice to meet you. Right.